Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. In one of my previous videos, I did address Jamb candidates for this year UTME examination, and yeah, I gave you some tips on how you can score high in your Jamb, particularly with your use of English. Now today I will be giving more tips, focusing on your oral English. All right, so let's take a topic today. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go right ahead now and click on the subscription button so you'll be in the know when I drop new videos that can help you pass your examination in English language or just help you improve in your communication generally. Alright, so today we're looking at test of markers of inflection. Test of markers of inflection is our topic for today. Now, what does inflection mean? Inflection simply is just adding s or ed to a root word to change its form. For instance, if I add s to take, it becomes takes. The s that I added is an inflection. Or I add ed to wash, it becomes washed. The ed that I added becomes an inflection. So most of the time, when an inflection is added to a word, the sound is not always the same. For instance, the letter S does not always take the sound S. As a matter of fact, the letter S in English language has three different sounds. Sometimes letter S takes the sound S. Sometimes it takes the sound and sometimes it takes the sound ease. So how do you differentiate between when the letter S should take any of the sounds? I'm going to be giving you tips and rules you can engage to help you decide whether you're speaking or you're just learning for examination purpose. Now the first rule is that when you have the sounds often found with the letter K, sometimes with the letter C, when you have the sound k, 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 or the sound f, often found with the letter F, sometimes letter PH, or when you have the sound t, 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 often found with the letter T, and you also have the sound p, p, often found with the letter P, the S that comes after it would always take the sound S. Again, whenever you have the sound k, k, f, f, t, and p, p, p coming before the letter S, that S will often take the sound S, as in brooks, staffs, pots, and cups, as in brooks, staffs, pots, and cups. Okay, now again, when you have the letters K, K, letter F, F, or the letter T, 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 or the letter P, 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 the S that comes after it takes the sound S, S. Is that okay? Alright. Rule number 2. When the letter S is added to the back of a word that has the following consonant sounds, then the letter S should take the sound Z, as though you're pronouncing the letter Z. Z. Example, when you have the letters B, D, G, L, M, N, or V, the S that comes after it takes the sound Z. You would have cabs, cabs, cards, cards, rags, rags, thins, thins, bells, bells, calls, calls, and moves, moves, moves. Okay? Again, when you have the letters B, D, G, L, M, N, and V, the S that comes after it will always take the sound Z, as in cabs, cards, rags, thins, bells, calls, and moves. number 3. The letter S will take the sound is when any of the sounds comes before the letter S. When you have the letters S or the letter Z coming before the last S, that's the inflection S, then the last S should take the sound is. So oftentimes you could have words like ending with SES or ZES. Then you have the ES at the ending taking the sound is. Example: buzzes, hisses, washes, and judges. You could also have churches. Now look at this. Also, this is the CH. When you have the sound, this sound is often found with letters that have CH. So when you have the CH and ES, the ES takes the sound is, as in churches. And same thing applies with the judges. So the ES at the end takes the sound is, judges. Alright, judges. Are we there? Alright, so that's for the inflection S. So before I move on to the next inflection, that's the past tense marker, ed, that is. Let me remind you, please do well to click on the subscription button if you haven't done that yet. Do it right now, because trust me, you're going to be getting a whole lot of information that can help you pass any English examination or just help you improve in your speaking and your communication generally in the English language. Okay, so click on the subscription button. Let me know what you think about this topic. All right, I'd like to know what you think. All right, so let's look at the past tense marker. Now, the past tense marker oftentimes is always denoted with the word ed. So when you have a verb and you have ed at the end, most times you would have it in the past tense form. All right, so again, just like we did earlier, the ed does not always take the sound d. As a matter of fact, the ed has different sounds. It could sometimes sound ed, it could sound ed, it could sound t. So let's see how we can apply rules again to help us differentiate the different sounds that the past tense marker might take. Alright, so rule number 1: if the sound that comes before a past tense marker is either a t or a d, then the ed should be pronounced as ed. Again, when you have, remember we said ed is used to communicate past tense. So let's say you have a word ending with ted or a word ending in ded, then the ed at the end should take the sound ed, as in id, ed. Example: drafted and not drafted, drafted and not drafted, minded and not minded, wanted and not wanted, lifted and not lifted. Alright then, rule number 2: if the sound that comes before the past tense marker is a voiced consonant or vowel, then pronounce the ed as d. Example: begged, prayed, begged and prayed. And rule number 3, the last rule for today: if you have the sound that comes, if the sound that comes before the past tense marker is a voiceless consonant, then the marker will be pronounced as ts. So examples of voiceless consonants is the sh, the sh sound. So when you have a word having sh, or taking the sh sound, which is sh, and you have ed at the end, then the ed there is pronounced as though it's a t. So the ed takes the sound t. So your word is slapped and not slapped, slapped and not slapped, passed and not passed, cooked and not cooked, cooked and not cooked. Your word is washed and not washed, washed and not washed. Alright guys, that's our class for today. Trust you've learned something. Please do well to practice. Do well to leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I'd like to hear from you. Until next time, stay safe and always learn something new. Have a good day.